Learn to act as if nothing bothers you. This is not merely a performance for the world to see, but a transformation of consciousness. To act as if nothing disturbs you is to position yourself above the illusion, above appearances, above the noise of the world. It is not the denial of reality, but the assumption of a higher reality. It is the assumption that the truth of your being is untouched, unshaken, and unmoved by the shadows of this life. In this state, you no longer react. You no longer allow the outer world to dictate your inner state. You have become the master of your inner conversations, and therefore the master of your world. Every experience you have ever encountered began with a feeling, a thought, an inner conviction. Life does not happen to you. Life flows from you. And when you know this truth, when you truly absorb it, you realize that nothing in the world has the power to disturb you unless you allow it. The circumstances may appear real, the insults may sound loud, and the setbacks may feel heavy, but they are only echoes of a former assumption. They are but passing clouds. And if you remain anchored in the feeling that nothing can touch your peace, then all things must conform to that inner stillness. This is not stoicism. This is not suppression. This is creation. You create calm by becoming calm. You generate power by assuming power. You shift reality by refusing to move emotionally when the world attempts to shake you. Act as if is not pretending. It is assuming the truth that has not yet expressed itself in form. So when I say, learn to act as if nothing bothers you, I am not inviting you to hide or repress. I am inviting you to imagine a world that bends to your command, a life in which nothing disturbs your deep knowing. You are not here to react to the world. You are here to command it from within. The law of assumption tells us that what you feel is true within will harden into fact. If you believe that something has the power to ruin your day, your mood, your mind, you have given your creative power away. But the moment you say, no, I remain unmoved, you reclaim your throne, and from that throne you shape kingdoms. Now let me ask you, what are you assuming about life right now? Are you assuming that people are against you, that nothing works out, that trouble is just around the corner? If so, you are living in the echo of fear, but you can shift it. In a moment, you can change it all. Close your eyes and assume this. I am untouchable. I am calm. I am divinely guided and protected. No thing, no person, no condition can disturb my peace. Do this not once, but repeatedly. Feel it until it saturates your being. Then walk into the world as if you are already that, as if the entire universe bows before your serenity. The outer world is a mirror, and if you carry irritation, anxiety, or frustration inside, the mirror will reflect it. But if you carry peace, if you assume composure, if you act as if nothing bothers you, the world must reflect peace back to you. You are not at the mercy of the mirror. You are the one casting the image. Now people will ask, but Neville, what if something truly upsetting happens? What if someone lies to me? What if I lose something important? What if I am disrespected or betrayed? And I say to you, nothing is more important than your state of consciousness. You may believe the event causes the feeling, but in truth, the feeling is primary. The reaction is a choice. And when you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not invalidating your humanity. You are choosing your divinity. You are choosing to live from the wish fulfilled. You are choosing to say, my inner world is sacred, and I will not let shadows invade the temple. There is a power in the one who walks in silence, while storms rage around them. That power is not in denial, it is in dominion. To act as if nothing bothers you is not to ignore pain, but to assume that even pain bows before your peace. It is to look at the world and say, you cannot move me, for I have already moved inwardly. Everything begins with a decision to feel differently. Your assumptions are the seeds of reality, and if you assume that your life must be a series of battles, you will always have enemies to fight. But if you assume that all things are working in your favor, then even your enemies will become your allies. Even conflict will become your teacher. Even loss will become the soil for greater gain. But only if you act from that higher state. What is that higher state? It is the state of fulfillment. The state where nothing external is needed to validate your joy. You are not seeking peace. You are peace. You are not trying to be calm. You are calm. You are not praying for circumstances to change. You are assuming that they already have. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are stepping into that state. You are no longer waiting for change. You are being the change. You are moving from the end. And when you move from the end, the means reorganize themselves. This is why I tell you, it is not arrogance to act with confidence. It is alignment. It is not delusion to ignore the facts. It is faith. The world will call you foolish for refusing to react. But let them speak. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. Because in the silence of your knowing, you are shaping tomorrow. Now how do you practice this? Not by force, but by feeling. Not by suppression, but by transformation. The next time you feel disturbed, pause. Close your eyes. Shift within. Ask yourself, what would I feel right now if I truly believed that everything was working out for me? Then assume that feeling. Occupy that state. And act as if it were true. This is not magic. This is law. You see, it is easy to act calm when all is calm. But to act calm when chaos surrounds you, that is power. That is mastery. And that is where transformation begins. Not in reacting, but in choosing. Every time you choose peace, when you could choose panic, you are rewriting your destiny. You are never stuck. You are never at the mercy of life. You are always choosing, whether you know it or not. And when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you are choosing to dwell in the kingdom within. From there all things flow. Consider this. There is a version of you who is already free, already calm, already victorious. That version exists in imagination. And imagination is not fantasy. Imagination is reality seeking expression. So go there, be that, and walk in that identity. Let the world catch up to your assumption. You must be bold enough to deny appearances. To say, yes, I see the condition, but I do not give it power. I give power only to my vision, my inner knowing, my assumption. That is the way. That is how you rise. Now I tell you, if you hold to this for 24 hours, the world will begin to shift. Hold to it for a week, and your environment will change. Hold to it for a month, and you will not recognize your life, because you are no longer living from reaction, but from creation. You are no longer moved by the outer. You are moving it from within. The mind may try to pull you back. The senses may scream. The people around you may challenge your peace. But none of that matters. The only thing that matters is what you assume. And when you assume serenity, when you act as if nothing can shake you, the world must conform. You are not meant to live in fear, in agitation, in resistance. You are meant to live in ease. But ease is not passivity. Ease is the natural result of assumption, and assumption is your power. What if you began to act today as if everything was unfolding in divine order? What if you decided that no news, no comment, no delay could touch your spirit? What if you chose to walk in quiet power, knowing that all things bend to your belief? That is what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. The wise man does not fight the world. He rises above it. He assumes his desire fulfilled and lets the world rearrange itself accordingly. He does not explain himself. He does not argue. He does not chase validation. He simply knows, and that knowing becomes flesh. The journey is not in doing more, but in feeling more, in assuming more, in being more, and you become more. By shedding the false, by discarding every thought that says you must react. You do not. You are not a slave to conditions. You are the master of them. So start now. Begin with a simple phrase. I am unmoved. Say it when the doubt arises. Say it when the noise gets loud. Say it when the noise gets loud. Say it when fear comes knocking. I am unmoved. And say it with the authority of the one who knows the end. What is the end? The end is peace. The end is joy. The end is fulfillment. And if that is the end you choose, then let every act now reflect that. Act as if you already are what you desire to be. Act as if the world is already bowing to your assumption. Act as if nothing bothers you, because in truth, nothing does. It is not weakness to remain calm. It is not cowardice to smile at chaos. It is strength. It is clarity. It is the mark of one who has remembered who they are. You are the operant power. You are the I am. And when you live from that awareness, all things become subject to your vision. So choose wisely, assume boldly, and above all, act as if nothing bothers you. For that is the act of a creator. That is the act of God. You may wonder then how this affects the small things, the daily annoyances that seem to constantly present themselves. What about the things you cannot ignore or avoid? The person who disrespects you, the unexpected bills that arrive, the frustrations of routine. They are still very much a part of your experience, and yet they do not have to control your response. These circumstances are not the cause of your inner turmoil. They are simply the reflections of inner assumptions. What you see in the outer world is a direct manifestation of your inner state. When you are faced with these situations, remember this: nothing bothers you unless you allow it. The person who is rude may appear to be the cause of your frustration, but it is your assumption of their power over you that creates the feeling. The situation may seem dire, but it is your assumption about it that makes it feel overwhelming. The moment you change your assumption about the situation itself must change. This is where the true power lies, in the moment of choice, when you stand at the crossroads of reaction or creation. When faced with any challenge, you can choose to respond as if it holds no power over you. This is not to deny the experience, but rather to step into a higher frequency, where you are the one in control of your feelings, not the world around you. You can choose to respond from a place of calm, understanding that your state of being is unaffected by external forces. This is the essence of Neville's teachings. The external world is a mirror of your internal assumptions. When you change the way you assume things to be, when you step into the role of the creator of your own experience, you will find that the world around you begins to shift in accordance with that new assumption. You are no longer subject to the whims of fate or the actions of others. You are the one who determines the course of events in your life. And when you assume that nothing can shake your peace becomes unshakable. This is the key to lasting transformation. It is not enough to simply affirm that nothing bothers you in the moment. You must also make a permanent assumption that your inner world is a reflection of your divine power, and that nothing can intrude upon it. This is not a fleeting state of being. It is a way of life. It is the cultivation of an inner strength that no outer circumstance can ever diminish. The more you embody this truth, the more effortless it becomes. Eventually you will notice that the world no longer has the power to disrupt your peace. Situations that once would have sent you into a spiral of frustration or fear will now roll off you, like water off a duck's back. You will no longer be enslaved by the world's drama. You will no longer feel the need to react to every external trigger. Instead, you will become a calm presence in the storm, unaffected and unmoved by the chaos around you. When you are unmoved by the world begins to move in ways that align with your inner state. The chaos will resolve itself, the challenges will fade, and you will find yourself in a space of effortless flow, where everything is falling into place as you've imagined it would. This is the power of assumption in action. This is the truth of Neville's teachings. When you act as if nothing bothers you, the universe must rearrange itself to meet your assumption. To embody this way of being, it is essential to practice mental discipline. This is not something that will happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you will begin to see the fruits of your practice. Start with small moments throughout the day. When you feel the familiar pull of irritation or frustration, pause. Close your eyes for a moment, and remind yourself that nothing can touch your inner peace. Feel the shift. Feel the release. Know that in this moment, you are choosing to remain unmoved. As you do this, the external circumstances will begin to reflect the inner peace you have cultivated. But be patient with yourself. This is not an act of perfection, but of persistence. The mind may attempt to pull you back into old habits of reaction, but you must be vigilant. Each time you choose to remain calm, you strengthen the new assumption. Each time you refuse to react, you deepen your mastery. This is a gradual process, but one that brings profound rewards. And remember that this practice is not about suppressing your emotions or denying the reality of what you are experiencing. It is about transcending the impulse to react and choosing to respond from a place of centeredness. It is about stepping into the role of creator rather than victim, recognizing that you have the power to decide how you feel in any given moment. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not pretending to be unaffected. You are choosing to be unaffected by the distractions of the world. You are choosing to remain steadfast in the face of everything that seeks to shake you. This is true freedom, the freedom to live from within, to create from within, to act as if nothing outside can disturb your inner world. The world may present challenges, but those challenges are not your reality. Your reality is the assumption you choose to live from. And when you choose to live from the assumption that nothing bothers you, you will find that nothing does. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You will find that the world begins to bend to your inner state,
and your life will become a reflection of the peace, power, and serenity you have cultivated within. People will notice the change in you. Situations will change around you. And most importantly, you will change within. This is the magic of Neville Goddard's teachings. It is not a magic of force or willpower. It is the magic of assumption. It is the power of acting as if. And when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you will discover that the world is no longer a place of resistance, but a place of limitless possibility. So I urge you, start now. Start with the small moments. Start with the challenges that arise today. And choose in each moment to act as if nothing bothers you. Assume the state of peace. Assume the state of calm. Assume the state of unwavering confidence. And watch how your world begins to reflect that assumption. As you do this, you will discover the profound truth that your peace, your power, and your freedom are not dependent on the world outside. They are within you, and they are yours to claim, simply by assuming the truth of who you are. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you become the master of your life. You are no longer a puppet of circumstances. You are the one pulling the strings. And as you continue to assume this truth, you will find that life becomes easier, more effortless, and more aligned with your deepest desires. This is the promise of Neville Goddard's teachings, that by changing your assumptions you change your world. And when you act as if nothing bothers you, the world must conform to that assumption, bringing you peace, joy, and fulfillment beyond measure. As you persist in this practice, you will come to realize something profound. The external world, with all its apparent challenges and disturbances, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner beliefs and assumptions. The moment you change your inner state, the world around you begins to mirror that change. The people who once provoked you will no longer have the same power over your emotions. The situations that once seemed daunting or insurmountable will begin to resolve themselves with little effort on your part.
You will notice that, as you remain unmoved by the external world, people will start to treat you differently. They will sense your calm, your inner peace, and they will either align themselves with it or fall away. This is the law of assumption in action. The assumption that you are unaffected by external disturbances creates an invisible force field around you, one that shields you from the chaos and brings only harmony into your experience. This is not to say that life will suddenly become devoid of challenges or difficulties. It is simply that your relationship with those challenges will change. You will begin to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to deepen your mastery over your inner state. You will no longer view obstacles as threats, but as stepping stones that lead you closer to your highest self. You may at times feel the pull to revert to old patterns of frustration, anger, or fear, especially when life presents you with situations that seem overwhelming. But in these moments, you will have the power to remember your new assumption that nothing can bother you. With each moment of resistance, you will have the opportunity to choose peace. And in that choice, you will begin to experience the freedom that comes with true self-mastery. When you live from the assumption that nothing bothers you, you step into a new level of emotional sovereignty. You are no longer at the mercy of external events or the behavior of others. You are the master of your own responses. And as you become more practiced in this assumption, you will find that your emotional landscape becomes more stable, more peaceful, and more resilient. The key to this transformation lies in repetition and persistence. It is not enough to merely remind yourself once that nothing can bother you. You must integrate this assumption into your daily life so that it becomes second nature. In the beginning, it may feel forced or unnatural, but as you continue to practice, it will become easier and more natural. Eventually, you will find that your inner peace is unshakable, regardless of what happens outside of you. Over time, you will come to see that the universe, in all its wisdom, begins to align itself with your assumption. As you act as if nothing bothers you, life becomes more fluid, more effortless, and more abundant. Doors begin to open for you in ways you could not have anticipated. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach come flowing to you, drawn to your peaceful magnetic energy. This is the magic of Neville's teachings. It is not about fighting against the world, but about shifting your inner state so that the world reflects that shift. When you change your assumptions, the world must change with you. And as you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you will begin to notice that your reality becomes one of peace, abundance, and harmony. The beauty of this process is that it does not require you to force anything or strive for perfection. It simply requires you to be consistent in your assumption, to live as if the world cannot disturb your inner peace. And as you do so, the world will begin to adjust to your new state, mirroring your calm and serenity in every aspect of your life. As you move through your days, remember this: when you act as if nothing bothers you, you become the creator of your own reality. You are no longer a passive observer of life's events, but an active participant in shaping your experience. Your inner state governs the outer world, and when you assume peace and tranquility must manifest in your experience. This is the law of assumption at its most powerful, the understanding that your inner world determines your outer world. The more you embody this truth, the more you will see the evidence of it in your life. And as you continue to act as if nothing bothers you, you will find that life becomes a reflection of the peace and power you have cultivated within yourself. In this way, you become a living testament to the power of assumption. You become a walking, breathing example of what is possible when you align your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. And as you continue to assume that nothing bothers you, you will watch as your life transforms in ways that are beyond your wildest imagination. This is not just an idea. It is a practice, a way of being, a lifestyle that leads to true freedom. When you are free from the tyranny of external circumstances, you are free to live your life on your own terms. You are free to create the life you desire, free to move through the world with grace, peace, and ease. You are no longer at the mercy of life's unpredictable nature, but instead you are the master of your experience. I urge you to continue this practice. Every time you are faced with a situation that could disturb your peace, remember, nothing bothers you. It is simply a reflection of an assumption. Choose to assume that nothing can affect your inner state, and watch as the world begins to conform to that assumption. You will not only transform your experience of life, but will also become a powerful magnet for the things you desire. The more you embody this inner peace, the more the universe will conspire to bring you what you want. This is the true magic of Neville Goddard's teachings. When you assume that nothing bothers you, the world has no choice but to bend to your will. Step into this truth today. Act as if nothing bothers you. Assume the state of peace, and watch as your life becomes a reflection of that assumption. Your world will change, and you will find that nothing can disturb the peace that is already within you. This is your birthright, and it is yours for the taking. As you continue to step into the assumption that nothing bothers you, you will begin to witness the subtle yet profound shifts that occur within and around you. Your perspective on life will begin to change, and as this happens, the reality you experience will start to reflect this new perspective. What was once a source of anxiety or irritation will gradually lose its hold over you, and you will find that the very things that used to disturb your peace no longer have the same effect. The more you practice this, the more natural it will feel. What may have once felt like a conscious effort will become second nature. You will find yourself responding to situations with a calmness and composure that seems almost effortless. This is the result of consistently assuming that nothing bothers you, and training your mind to embrace peace as your default state. In the beginning, it might seem challenging to maintain this assumption, especially when life presents obstacles that seem particularly pressing or difficult. But remember that these challenges are not inherently troubling. They are simply experiences that you have chosen to interpret in a certain way. If you shift your interpretation, you shift your reality. The key is not to resist the challenge, but to remain steadfast in your inner assumption that nothing can disturb your peace. This shift in perspective is the essence of Neville Goddard's teachings. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and by consciously choosing to cultivate a state of peace and tranquility, you are sending a signal to the universe that this is the reality you wish to experience. The universe in turn will rearrange itself to match your inner state. Over time, you will find that this assumption, this belief that nothing bothers you, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you embody this belief, the more your external circumstances will align with it. People will begin to treat you with greater respect and understanding. Your circumstances will flow more smoothly, and challenges will seem less daunting. The world will reflect your inner peace back to you in ways you could never have anticipated. But even as you see these external shifts, the true magic lies in the inner transformation that occurs. The power to remain unaffected by external circumstances is not about controlling the world around you. It is about mastering your inner world. It is about understanding that your peace is not dependent on anything outside of you. When you cultivate peace within,
The outer world has no choice but to reflect that peace back to you. The more you practice this, the more you will realize that the key to a fulfilling life is not found in the absence of challenges, but in your ability to respond to them from a place of inner calm. Life will continue to present you with opportunities for growth, and each opportunity will be a chance for you to further strengthen your mastery over your emotional state. You will find that the challenges that once seemed overwhelming now seem manageable, even trivial. This is because you have chosen to no longer be a victim of your circumstances. As you continue to live from this state of assumption, you will discover something truly remarkable. The universe will begin to work in your favor. Opportunities will arise effortlessly, relationships will improve, and your desires will begin to manifest in ways that feel almost miraculous. This is not coincidence. This is the law of assumption in action. When you assume that nothing bothers you, you create a reality where nothing can disturb your peace. This is the power of Neville Goddard's teachings. It is not about fighting against the world or trying to control every aspect of your life. It is about aligning your inner state with your desires and assuming the reality you wish to experience. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not simply passively accepting the world as it is, you are actively creating a world that aligns with your peace and your power. As you continue to practice this assumption, you will find that the need to react to external events diminishes. You will no longer feel the impulse to argue, defend, or resist. Instead, you will find yourself responding with grace and understanding, knowing that your inner peace is far more powerful than any external circumstance. This is the ultimate freedom, to be unshaken, regardless of what happens outside of you. In that freedom, you will begin to notice that the world responds to you differently. Your relationships will become more harmonious. The opportunities you've been waiting for will appear with ease. You will no longer feel like you are at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you will feel empowered to create your own reality, regardless of what may come your way. This is not a passive way of living. It is an active choice to live in alignment with your highest truth. When you assume that nothing bothers you, you are choosing to be the creator of your experience. You are no longer bound by the limitations of your old beliefs or reactions. You are free to live as the master of your own reality. As you continue to practice this assumption, you will discover that life becomes less about effort and more about ease. You will begin to notice that things fall into place naturally, as if the universe is conspiring to bring you exactly what you desire. This is the power of assuming that nothing bothers you. You are stepping into the flow of life, where everything unfolds in perfect alignment with your desires. This is the ultimate lesson of Neville Goddard's teachings, that you are the creator of your reality. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are aligning with the natural flow of the universe, where peace, abundance, and fulfillment are your birthright. Your assumptions shape your world, and when you assume peace, peace must manifest. When you assume power, power must manifest. When you assume that nothing can disturb your peace, the world will reflect that assumption back to you in ways you could never have imagined. And so I encourage you to continue this practice, to embrace the power of assumption fully. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you step into your true power as the creator of your own experience. The world will no longer control you. You will control your response to the world, and in doing so you will create a reality of peace, abundance, and harmony. In conclusion, the power to live a life unbothered by external circumstances lies within you, and it begins with the assumption that nothing can disturb your peace. This simple yet profound shift in perspective is the key to mastering your inner world, and by extension transforming your outer world. The challenges, the disruptions, and the disturbances that once seemed so overwhelming will no longer hold any power over you, for you will stand in the knowing that your peace is your own creation. When you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you reclaim your emotional sovereignty and step into the role of conscious creator. You become the master of your responses, and in doing so you shape a reality that reflects calm, power, and harmony. The law of assumption is not some distant abstract concept. It is the very force that drives the unfolding of your life. When you assume peace, peace is all that you will experience. So I urge you with all the conviction in my heart to step into this power today. Assume that nothing bothers you, and watch as the world begins to align itself with your inner state. The universe has no choice but to conform to your assumptions. Choose peace, choose power. Choose to live as the creator of your experience. As you persist in this assumption, you will witness the unfolding of a life beyond your wildest dreams. A life where peace reigns, where abundance flows effortlessly, and where nothing can shake the unwavering calm you have cultivated within. This is not just a possibility, It is your birthright. Own it. Act as if nothing bothers you, and the world will reflect back the greatness that resides within you. You are the creator. You are the master. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can disturb your peace.